Every part of our modern world, from the money in our pockets to the mail in our inbox, had to be invented. It had to be the first. These aren't just moments in history, they are the fundamental ideas that built human civilization. The sparks of genius that transformed our world from scattered tribes into a global society. So let's open the book on human innovation as we count down the top 10 historical firsts. Before this, justice was arbitrary, but in ancient Babylon, King Hammurabi wanted to establish a single, unified set of rules for his entire empire. The result was the Code of Hammurabi, a list of 282 laws carved onto a massive stone stele for all to see. It covered everything from property disputes to family law, and while its eye for an eye punishments were harsh, it was the first time a ruler's laws were made permanent and public, creating a foundation for all future legal systems.
Find the hidden logos in this video. Count them up, enter your number on our website for a chance to win one of our 5 rewards of $5 each.
For millennia, trade was done through bartering. I'll give you 3 chickens for that pot. It was inefficient and messy. The innovation came from the kingdom of Lydia in modern-day Turkey. They created the first standardized coins, small lumps of a natural gold and silver alloy called electrum, stamped with a seal to guarantee their weight and value. For the first time, value was portable, universal, and backed by a state. How does a massive empire stay connected? In the Persian Empire, Cyrus the Great created the answer, the Angarium, the world's first dedicated postal service. He established a network of roads and relay stations across his vast kingdom. Mounted couriers would ride at top speed from one station to the next, handing off their satchel of letters to a fresh rider. It was so efficient, historians said, that neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night could stop them. For most of history, education was for the elite few. But in Fez, Morocco, a woman named Fatima Al-Fihri used her inheritance to found something revolutionary, the University of Al-Qarawiyyin. It began as a mosque and madrasa, but grew to become the first degree-granting university in the world. It offered courses in everything from astronomy to rhetoric, attracting scholars from across the globe and pioneering the system of higher learning we know today. Books or scrolls were once the private property of kings and temples. The idea of a place where anyone could come to read and study was born in the greatest city of the ancient world, Alexandria, Egypt. Founded by Ptolemy I, the Library of Alexandria was an architectural marvel, but its true wonder was its mission, to collect all of the world's knowledge under one roof. It was the first true public library and research institution, a beacon of intellectual freedom. But sadly, it was all lost. For all of history, diseases like smallpox were a terrifying and unstoppable force. But an English country doctor named Edward Jenner noticed something strange. Milkmaids who got the mild disease cowpox never seemed to get smallpox. He formed a hypothesis, and in 1796, he performed a revolutionary experiment, taking material from a cowpox sore. It worked. The boy was immune. This was the world's first vaccine, an idea that has saved countless lives. It's the most important number, and for most of history, it didn't exist. How do you write 107? The concept of zero as a number and a placeholder was a profound mathematical leap. While debated, the first definitive use comes from ancient India. The mathematician Brahmagupta established rules for using zero in calculations, creating the foundation for the decimal system, modern algebra, and eventually all of computer science. For 99% of human history, we were hunter-gatherers, constantly moving in search of food. But around 12,000 years ago, in the Fertile Crescent of the Middle East, that all changed. Humans began to deliberately plant and cultivate wild grains like wheat and barley. This shift from hunting to farming, the agricultural revolution, was perhaps the most significant event in human history. It allowed us to settle down, build villages, and eventually create cities. This wasn't an invention, it was a harnessing of power. Early humans, like Homo erectus, likely captured fire from natural sources like lightning strikes. The true first was learning to control it, to keep it burning, and eventually to make it on demand. Fire changed everything. It provided warmth, protection from predators, a way to cook food, making it easier to digest and unlocking more nutrients. And it gave us the light to share stories in the darkness, forming the first communities. What makes us truly human? Many argue it's this: the ability to think symbolically, to create something that isn't for survival, but for expression. The first true art, discovered in Blombos Cave in South Africa. This small flake of stone is marked with a deliberate crosshatch pattern drawn with red ochre. It has no practical purpose. It is simply an abstract design. It is the first known time a human created an image purely from their imagination, a 73,000-year-old spark of consciousness. From abstract thought to the foundations of society, these first weren't just events. They were upgrades for all of humanity. Honorable mentions must go to the first wheel, which revolutionized transport, the first music, likely played on simple bone flutes, and the first surgery performed with sharpened flint. These ideas, once sparked, could never be uninvented. They became the building blocks of the modern world, proving that the greatest force in history is a new idea.
You did it. You uncovered the secret code hidden deep within the shadows of the unknown. Not many adventurers make it this far, you know. I'm Pingy, guardian of riddles and relics, and I've been watching your progress. Keep your wits sharp. This was just the beginning. More hidden wonders lie ahead, waiting for curious minds like yours.
That was awesome, dude!